We are back again with another episode of the
Shawn Gill CPA podcast. I'm Shawn Gill CPA.
And I am Kevin Breeze. Great to be here.
We're back. All right. What's our topic for today, Kev?
Yeah, we got a pretty juicy one today. We're going to be talking about online courses and especially focusing on, what are we focusing on? Creating online courses, consuming them, a little bit of both.
I'd say
going over our experiences.
I feel like mainly consuming
courses.
them, and then we could talk about. So just for background, let's talk about.
Well, okay,
I think we have different experiences with courses.
A few things. There's this notion that all over the internet that every online course is a scam. What do you think about that?
Cap, not true, false.
What do you define as a course that's a scam?
So I honestly don't believe in this day and age that any of these courses are really scams at all, because for something to be a scam, it has to be completely misleading and you have to be able to not get your money back. And on 99% of these courses, depending on what platform they're on, you can always just get a refund. Second of all, I haven't run across or came across anybody who has a course that's not about like what they're talking about. Like I've never, like pretty much any course that I've bought. And just again, for background, how much have you spent on courses in your life? Probably like not college, but like online courses.
$300.
I've spent probably close to like $7,000 on courses.
Woo-hoo.
No cap. Yeah.
Whoa.
So like I think that'll make a good point for the video.
Okay.
I've spent a lot of money on
courses. I'm
courses.
not anti-online courses, by the way. I'm just cheap.
I just like courses. When like if I can solve my problem by having like an expert tell me the answer, I'll do it.
Yeah.
But especially if there's no way for me to learn it on my own. But I don't think any of these courses are really scams, because at least I haven't come across any that are just completely like, you're going to learn how to do this, and then they take your money and there's nothing there.
Well, you kind of defined what a scam course would be. It would be a course where they promise something, they don't deliver on it at all, and then make matters worse, if you want a refund, they don't issue a refund.
Yeah.
Like so that's pretty much what a scam course would be. Like honestly, if someone makes a course and they're promising the world and then they don't deliver on that, but then as a dissatisfied customer, you request a refund and they grant it. That's not a scam. How's that a scam? I mean, like, maybe you wasted a little bit of your time taking the course, but I mean, you got your money back. So.
Like a popular one is a lot of people say Lopez is a scam. I've heard a lot of good things about his courses, but like the specific one, I know he used to really, I think his biggest one,
the social media one.
SMMA is what it was called. And I never took it because that's not what I was into, but from my understanding, it was like 100+ hours of content, and I think Ty only taught like 5 to 10 hours of it. So the rest of it was social media marketing experts. Yeah.
So Ty's a curator.
Yeah. I can't imagine how anybody who is sane and not an idiot could get that course and be like, it's a scam. Like, you have over
isn't it under $100 too?
No, I think it was like $1,500.
Or under 100? Oh, it was $1,500? Okay.
Something like that.
Doesn't he have another course though? It's like $60 or something like that.
The 67 steps, $67.
Yeah.
But I think that's like a book or something.
Okay,
but like, if you bought a $1,500 course on social media marketing and there's 100 hours, even if there's like 20 hours, but I think it's like actually 100. But if there's 100 hours of experts talking about social media marketing, how in the world could you have possibly gotten scammed?
Seriously, especially when you compare it to college classes, which...
Those are a scam.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, there are definitely more college classes that I took where it was either a net neutral or a net negative. I was dumber after taking the class than I was before I took the class.
Try going to college, taking a class...
And it costs like $2,000, $3,000 for some of these classes.
Try going to college, taking a class, not learning anything, and then trying to get your money back. You will never get your money back.
Right.
College will never refund you, right, Sav?
In fact, to make matters worse, if you don't pass the class...
They make you take it again.
And you have to pay again. Yeah. Right? I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I think you do. Yeah,
you do. Yeah. So, I mean, that's the scam.
Yeah.
Now, is it a complete scam? No, because, there's plenty of college courses that teach a lot. Yeah. I mean, but the thing is that these college classes are significantly more expensive than an online course. Yeah. Okay, and then as a counter argument, but these courses from Ty Lopez, they're not accredited. Oh, well, guess what? Nowadays you get a bachelor's degree and
it doesn't matter.
No one cares anyway. So it's accredited, but the accreditation means barely anything.
I think if you find an online, like I never buy a course from somebody that I can't verify has the results that they're promising that I'm going to gain.
Mm-hmm.
So like anybody I've bought a course from, I've been able to verify from lots of different like online research that like they made the money that they're talking about, or that they're an expert in their field.
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite ones, or one that I got recently, was consulting.com, because for some of my other, some stuff that I'm working on, I needed to know some information that they were basically selling. And literally like the amount of value that I've gotten from watching the first 30% of the course I think I'm done with far like outpaces the money that I spent on it. Like I probably have already made my money back in the future like 10 times over based on what I bought for the course. I'm not even halfway through it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's because I spent a lot of time verifying the person that created the course,
Sure.
their results, their story, and then other experts' opinion on those people.
Mm-hmm.
So like if I trust other people, I'll see what those people say about the new person that I'm kind of vetting. So like if you were selling a course, I would see like, oh, I bought a course from this guy and I respect this guy as a mentor. They both really like this guy and they say that they speak the highest to this guy. And I've done my research independently. And you're selling exactly what I need, then I'll look into it.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you have like a business and you're buying courses in your field to like learn something that will help you grow your business, that's you can write that off as a tax deduction. It's an education expense.
Sure.
So I definitely encourage people to buy courses if it makes sense for you.
Yeah. Okay, here's another counter argument. If what they're doing makes so much money, why are they spreading the word about it? And why are they wasting time making a course when they're already making a lot of money from this? Like, why would they want to spill the beans and share their big secret?
Can I give my take first?
Yeah.
My take is if you can make money in an easier way, why would you not do it? If I'm really good at accounting and I know I can make more money from teaching other people how to be good at accounting, why would I not do that?
Yeah.
Like, give me one good reason that I'm just like, oh, here's a way better way for me to make money that with my current set of skills. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Like,
also,
the reason.
So, yeah, why would a college professor be teaching a course when they could be working in that industry? It's because you can make more money as a professor than you can make by being, well, okay, yeah. But, for the most part, although there are some college professors who probably would fail at their own field. So again, there's always exceptions, but the best college professors out there that are making $500,000 a year or whatever they make, I don't know, there are definitely some that make that amount of money.
Yeah.
They're going to make way more money doing that than they would by working as like an engineer at some company.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Now, yeah. So, I mean, that's kind of the logic behind it. And another thing too, when it's like, oh, everyone's going to take the idea and like do it themselves. That's a scarcity mindset. We think with abundance mindsets, I don't keep secrets. I will show everyone how to do what I do, as long as they want to learn about it and they think what I have to offer is valuable.
You don't want to be the guy that like, because I know people like this where they won't introduce two people they know because like they could do something bigger than that guy can do with somebody else he knows. Does that make sense? Like, let's say like I introduced you and Sav. I definitely know people that would be like, oh, but what if, oh, well, Sav's my friend, Kevin's my friend, but if I introduce them, they could become better friends together than they are friends with me. Oh, I don't want to, like, I know people that are like that.
Yeah, that's so pathetic.
Like, I don't care. I'm just like, oh, they could be great friends and that could be like a mutually beneficial relationship, which it was. I'll introduce them. But I definitely know people that are scared to like, well, I don't want Sav to know my other friends because then what if he stops being my friend? It's like, first of all,
and guess what? If I have a course and I teach someone how to do something and they do a better job than me, don't you think they're probably going to reach out to me and kind of like, not only thank me, but maybe
it's a testimonial
get
too
me
for your business.
Yeah, I mean, like you want like an abundance mindset. With an abundance mindset, you want to teach other people how to be better than you are at what you do.
Yeah, and you're not scared that they're going to eat your lunch.
Right. We're supposed to build each other up, not tear each other down.
Yeah. And you know what I think is a horrible take that people have? Have you ever met somebody that's like, I would never pay for a course. All the information's free. It's like, dude, everything you learn in college is also out there for free, but you pay for somebody to curate it for you.
I was just going to say
teach it to you in a nice book and in a 3-month period for the quarter, whatever. They give you tests on it. They give you quizzes. They give you pamphlets that they make. That's what you're paying for. You're not paying because the information's been hidden somewhere that you can't find it yourself.
Yeah, exactly. yeah, curation is one of the biggest, one of the best ways to make money anyway. Also a lot of books out there, they have sources. And guess what?
You could go
a lot of that
book.
information, they don't just pull it out of thin air, or, if someone's writing a book about a certain topic, they might have not invented those things or concepts they're talking about. They cite their sources.
Facts.
So, most things that you spend money on are curations of other things. How about this? If you go and buy a Bluetooth speaker, with that same logic, you'd be like, oh, well, why would I buy a Bluetooth speaker when I could go online and figure out all the science and technology to build my own?
Yeah.
Well, what they've done is they've curated all that research and they've made it into a widget that you can buy. So curation is the cornerstone of many things, whether it's related to info products or it's related to actual goods that you're buying. Most things are a curation.
Not to mention, like, the main benefit I found in buying a course for anything, is just saving time.
Right.
Like, when I needed to learn sales, I watched a bunch of YouTube videos to see if I could just pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't work. Then I was like, all right, let me pay somebody who's been doing sales for 30 years and can give me all of their secrets, quote unquote,
right, in
a couple hours of content, and just give them the money to learn the concept instead of me having to fail for 20 years myself. Mm-hmm. To pick up those same skills. I could literally learn this stuff in like about another month.
Yeah.
And then I used it and I went and made a bunch more commissions that paid off the course and then made me in the green. Like, I made profit.
Right.
It's a way better strategy than me just failing for a couple years so that I can say, oh, but I taught myself sales.
Yeah.
Now I'm an expert by myself.
Well, it's just like when you listen to music, if you apply that same logic as, the people that don't believe in curation, you'd say, oh, well, why would I listen to music when I could just create my own music and, learn all the different things? And so the point is, though, is that if you're trying, like, you're saving time by listening to other people's music instead of
creating your own music.
Obviously, make your own if you want. But like, the point is that even the biggest artists in the world still listen to other artists because they can't make like thousands of songs.
Yeah, well, it's just like food. It's like you don't go to Chipotle because you can't make a burrito at home.
Yeah. Oh, I love that one. Yeah. Yeah, like you can't. Yeah, right. Yeah, like, why go to a restaurant then if you can just
cook at home,
curate your own ingredients and put them together, right? Yeah. So, I mean, there's literally, you can go online and get the recipes for many popular items that you can find at national chains for restaurants.
We should find some downsides about courses to talk about too, so we're not just like we're...
Yeah, I'll give you a downside. A lot of people that enroll in courses don't even take them. They'll buy the course.
They don't finish them.
And then they procrastinate or barely start. They might watch it for 10 minutes and be like, okay, well, I got my 10 minutes.
That's a great point. But you're reminding people who, if you get a course and you don't take action on the course, you're just wasting your own time and your money. If I bought a sales course to teach me sales, but I was still too scared to go actually implement the tactics that I learned, I might as well have not even bought the course and sat through it. Yeah.
I mean, also think about this. How many people buy a book and they don't even read the book, or they're given a book and they don't read the book? I mean, it's like my dad. To be honest, I have more books on my bookshelf that I haven't read than I've read. Yeah. So I'll admit it.
My dad does that
too. It's an L.
He'll buy like 3 books at once and crack open like the first one and get halfway through, then just never touch any of them.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people it's an innocent thing, but it is true. Like a lot of, that is a mistake. Like there's no point in buying a book if you're not going to read it.
Yeah.
I mean,
for real. The other thing I think that is a downside to courses is if you, like, a counterpoint to my earlier point is if you don't verify your sources. Like, there are people, I don't want to say it's a scam, but there are people that are definitely more underqualified than others, and they make courses because they think it's a new trendy thing to do. That's the downside. The market for courses has become trash. Like, there's all these people just posing in front of rented Lamborghinis saying that they're the expert on Shopify or something like that, or e-commerce. And they're just kind of like all right at it. Like maybe they made like $4,000 selling on Amazon, and now they sell like a $2,000 course.
Here's another downside with online courses. What if they give you advice that is, unethical or illegal?
Yeah.
Or against terms of service. For example, what if you buy a Facebook marketing course and they give you all this fire advice, right? But the advice ends up getting your account terminated. So you have to make sure that you have to make sure that the courses that you're buying and the creators of those courses not only are doing the best practices at an ethical level, but also telling you to do things that don't violate the terms of service.
Yeah.
And that's the way it is with a lot of these online platforms. They have very strict rules. And if you don't obey those rules, or if you accidentally break those rules, there's no second chances. They'll boot you and, IP ban you. So you want to make sure.
You just want to make sure
you don't want to, you don't want to do any, you don't want to, like basically the consequences of taking wrong advice could be a lot more severe than you think.
Yeah. It just goes back to, you want to verify who's making these courses and their results. Like, that's the only way you can really hurt yourself with a course is if you buy one that is like that, like unethical, or you just don't take any action on it. But I think finding one that's probably just a bad course is way easier than it is to, like, I guess actually not taking action is easier than finding a bad course, but they're both pretty bad. But like a good way to verify, so like for example, the one that I bought recently is from Sam Ovens from consulting.com. And at first I didn't know who this guy was. I was like, why am I always getting ads for this stuff? And then I realized through research that all these other big players in his space copy what he does first. Like, he's like the innovator in his space. So like the ads that he does, his competitors copy his ads because they work so well. They copy his funnels, they copy his scripts, and they try to remake his courses, but they can't. So once I figured out, like, oh, these other people who I've heard good things about, they all learned from this guy, and now this guy has a product. Yeah. Okay, like suddenly, like now he's really on my radar. I look more into him. I find out that his company's done like 50 million in revenue selling courses. Yeah. Now that's a scary big number. That's not a number you hear every day. That's like real. Right. You know what I mean? Like $50 million. Yeah. From education. And then then there's people that like, they sell Udemy courses, and then there's like him where there's like. By the way, disclosure, I do have courses on Udemy myself, and I do make money from them. So, I don't think there's any conflict of interest. Probably not. But yeah, I mean, there's different methods with online courses. You can put your course on a marketplace like Udemy, Skillshare. I don't know. There's a lot of other ones that are like smaller. Teachable. But really, well, Teachable is not a marketplace because they don't have a marketplace to browse Teachable courses. Oh, they don't? It's a Teachable. You have to create your own traffic. Yeah. Oh, okay. But, I know they do a lot Skillshare and Udemy, that's probably the best if you want to just get your feet wet with getting started with a course, because they do make it very easy to publish the course. And but you're talking about creating it, not consuming a course. Yeah, I'm talking about as a course creator. Okay. I guess when in this episode we've kind of been bouncing off from both perspectives, a course creator and a course consumer. Yeah. Yeah, because you're like, I guess technically I've made courses. I've tried to make a course at one point. But then I stopped because I realized, in my opinion, it wasn't valuable enough. So I didn't feel like an expert enough on a valuable enough topic to finalize actually making it. But I started. So here's another thing. I've got another thing to throw into to keep in mind about courses. Keep in mind too when the information was last updated. Especially when it comes to online marketing. And SEO, different topics like that. You don't want to buy ads. A course from 2016, right? Because the game changes every year. Yeah. Now there could be information that was released in 2016 that is still relevant today, but you want to make sure that there's nothing that's too outdated. Now, some information is timeless. So like sales hasn't changed in like 20 years. Right. For the most part, 10, 15 years. But sales funnels have. Yeah, funnels have, but like. Like communication, like relationship building kind of sales hasn't really changed. Yeah. I mean, online marketing methods that worked 2 years ago don't even work today. Yeah. Those change like every 6 months, low key. And it could change for multiple reasons. A change in consumer behavior. Maybe there's a certain tactic and, an advertising tactic, and consumers are just so bombarded with that same tactic that they've become numb to it. Yeah. Or also sometimes platforms will change their own rules. Like for Udemy, for example, just to use that as an example, there might be things that Udemy allowed 5 years ago, but today it's a no. So on the course creator tip, when do you feel like somebody's qualified enough to make a course? Like who should make a course and who shouldn't make a course? Well, so it depends on your audience.
there's really 3 levels: beginner, intermediate, and advanced. So you do need to make it really clear when you create your course, and you probably want to definitely think about this before you make the course, but consider who your target audience is. Now, if your target audience is beginners and you're an intermediate on the topic, then yeah, you have plenty of value to provide. Yeah. I mean, you could even be a beginner but ahead of other beginners, and you can teach what you know. And sometimes, actually, this is more my opinion, I guess, but I think sometimes beginners can teach other beginners better than advanced experts can teach beginners.
Is that because it's a little bit more,
it's more relatable?
And they're still in the trenches of like the current.
Right.
I mean, the advanced people are so far gone, they don't remember or know what it's like anymore to be at the bottom.
Like, for example, like who's like a CEO right now that like came out of nowhere, like in the last few years? What's like a company that's really popped off? Like
Tesla?
Well, I mean, Elon Musk has been in the game.
Like a brand new to the scene.
I'm trying to think. I gotta think it. 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, I don't know. Okay. All right. Here's a good example. Yeah, like Elon Musk. Like Elon Musk might not have as much experience as Andrew Carnegie.
Yeah.
But Elon Musk is a entrepreneur in the 21st century, whereas Andrew Carnegie was a entrepreneur in the 1800s.
Yeah.
Early 1900s. Yeah. So, so basically, like, okay, so sometimes it's better to learn from someone who is more currently in the game than someone who was a long time ago, right? So, even though.
But do you think you should price based on your experience or based on the value of the course? So if I'm a beginner teaching other beginner stuff, should that be like a $15 course? Or if the information is so powerful, if it's worth like $5,000, should I be able to charge $2,000 to other beginners, even though I'm only a beginner?
So there's really 2 factors to consider when it comes to that. The first thing is, the ROI that you're going to get out of taking the program. If you buy a $2,000 course and you end up making $100,000 a year off that knowledge, then yeah. However, the second factor to consider is supply and demand. How many other course creators that are out there that offer a similar product, giving you similar results, but they're priced cheaper? Like, it sounds like, to my understanding, the consulting.com course that you purchased, that course creator really has that specific niche cornered. Yeah, and there's really no one that has more experience than him. So, as far as the supply and demand part goes, I mean, there's not really much of a supply of that product. He really has a monopoly on that. So he can really price it in that sense however he wants. Obviously, there's still a limit to how much he can price it because, people have to be able to afford it as well. I mean, but also, the ROI has to make sense as well. But if there were like 100 people that had the same product as him and had the same amount of experience and the same amount of credibility, then yeah, it kind of would be a race to the bottom in a sense.
Yeah. But I guess my question was like, if I'm a beginner, how much do you think it's ethical for me to charge other beginners for my knowledge?
As much as again, I think it comes down to ROI. I mean, it could be a course for beginners, but you're the only one that offers that program.
But if I'm a beginner, like I'm not really even that good at whatever I'm teaching because I'm a beginner.
You're still good at teaching
unethical?
beginners.
Is it unethical for me to charge too much? This is a hot take question.
Well, I don't think you're viewing it in the right kind of way. You said like I'm a beginner, so I'm not that good at teaching.
No, I'm a beginner in the topic of whatever I'm trying to teach.
Yeah, but you're still good at it for beginners. Now, if you're a beginner and you're marketing your program to advanced users, then that's no
unethical.
Way. Like that's BS. That's unethical. You're promising more than you can deliver.
But if we're both learning about Facebook ads and I've been doing Facebook ads for a month longer than you have,
then there's value in that.
Yeah, but like, how much do you think I could get away with charging you because I only have one more month of experience than you? Like, is that even something that should be considered? Is like, well, I'm new, I shouldn't be able to charge too much.
It's hard. I mean,
or is it kind of like
it's not so black and white like that because in your month of doing it, you might have really discovered something cool that I couldn't discover in a month of messing around with Facebook ads, right? Yeah. So it's not so like clear cut like that where it's like you either suck or you're either amazing.
Yeah. I'm just curious what your take was.
Like if you discover a little nugget of information that, you might have picked up pretty quick, but most people won't be able to pick up for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you like having a background in another industry, for example, could be what makes you figure this out for this other niche. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like maybe something you learned from like a previous job you had or a previous business you had helped you learn more. For example, like maybe about like, you know, online marketing, but you've only been doing online marketing for a month. I mean, if the info is priceless, then
if it's valuable.
Yeah. If it's valuable.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you go to Walmart and you see a widget for sale, do you consider like how long they've been, how much experience they have at creating that? Not really. You just look at how much it's going to help you. And, and if you can make it yourself for cheaper, then you might consider doing that. But yeah, so I mean, I feel like maybe I'm rambling on a little bit about that, but does that make sense?
Yeah. I just wanted to see if you thought it would be, if there's at any point that it's just unethical for you to make courses because you're too new. That was what I was trying to get at. And
then getting back into the unethical part, I think anyone that sells a course needs to at least have some sort of refund policy. Regardless of, you know, whether you could be the most confident in your product ever, but I think you still need to offer some sort of refund.
I think it is a little unethical to teach something you don't have any results doing.
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah,
like
that, yeah.
Like in that month example we have, if I'm good at what I did in a month, that's one thing. But if I'm just completely like I just can't even prove that I know what I'm doing. Then I think like if you're just trying to copy somebody else's courses to make money, but you don't even know how to do the thing, I think that's unethical.
Yeah. Well, another thing too is that if someone takes the course and they're like, oh, this guy actually doesn't know anything and it's not helpful,
they should be able to get a refund.
Yes. Right. Yeah. So, I mean, I really think getting back to the whole beginning of this conversation, which I guess we're probably gonna have to wrap up, but you know, we kind of started this conversation about like what course you could really put courses in two categories: scam or not a scam. And I'm a believer that if there's a refund policy that's not a BS refund policy, like 5 hours after the refund policy goes away or something like that, like I think you need to offer at least like a 2-week refund policy or like 30 days, 30 days or like if you take less than half, if you're less than halfway through the course, you can request a refund. Then I don't see how anything can really be a scam.
Yeah, I agree. If
I suppose your time might have, your time has value, but
But if you can get your money back and come out pretty unscathed, I don't think you got scammed.
I mean, when we think of scams, we think of like,
I think of me
Ponzi schemes and things like that, where people spend money and they're not satisfied, but also they can't get their money back.
Yeah, I think of me going on a website. Swiping putting in my card information and then like I never get a link to the course, I never get login information or my credit card ends up on the dark web or something and like my identity gets stolen. I think of that as a scam.
Yeah. Or also I guess that's pretty much another thing too, this is just my opinion as a course creator. If someone just doesn't like the content or they just don't appreciate it, I do want to. No. I don't. I think this is part of having an abundance mindset. I want them to have a refund. If they don't like it, I don't care. Like even if they got value out of it, but they just don't like it for whatever reason, I don't know. There aren't too many people that get value out of something.
You mean like the people that are like, I got value out of this course, but that guy's shirt was so ugly that I'm just pissed.
That's stupid. But no, I'm just saying like if someone's like, oh well, it was pretty good. It's like, well, if you think it's pretty good,
have your money back.
Yeah. I want people to really like it. Like you'd
rather protect your reputation than make like $25
Exactly. I'm not looking to make a quick buck. I'm looking to create a legacy. Boom.
Bars.
Yeah. And apologize if that clap was loud. If you have headphones in.
It looks like it was a little loud, but whatever.
That's okay. Anyway,
our editor.
I think I'll leave what I have to say at that. I mean, that's anything else you can.
All I can say is the people. If you're trying to start a course business, like your reputation really matters based on what you like. Yeah. Just going off of what you said, like building, like not trying to make a quick buck is probably the best tip I can give anybody to growing a course business.
Yeah.
Is don't build a course just to make some quick money because you think it's easy. Yeah. Building a course is actually really hard. Like a good course is pretty hard. Mm-hmm. And it's just not something you do for quick money. Like put your reputation first. And put other people ahead of you, like put people getting value out of your course first, and then you actually have a shot and probably starting a good course business.
Can I mention one other thing? We
Sure.
totally forgot about this.
Yeah.
This is a misconception with courses. Oh, a good course has to be a long course.
Yeah,
Not
that's
at all.
not true.
It's about getting results. That's all.
Honestly, the short courses are the best courses.
Yeah, like your
get those same
consulting,
results.
your consulting.com course you got, it's a long course because to teach the information, it does
takes
require a long time. But if there's a certain course that you buy and they're saying you're going to get this outcome and the course is like a 25-minute course, who cares? That's good.
It's funny you say that.
I'm not taking a course because I'm bored and I want to waste time. Yeah. I'm taking a course because I want results, right? I want results. So if I can get those results in 25 minutes, that's great. I save time. I don't even have to,
This guy's lit. Call the cops.
I know. Yeah, right? So anyway, anyway, it's results. That's what matters.
No, but it's funny you say that because like Sam Evans actually says it in the course because it's about consulting. Mm-hmm. He's like this whole like, the client doesn't care how long it takes us to solve their problem. They just want their problem solved.
Yeah, if you hire a plumber, is the plumber better because he took 3 days to do the job or is he better because he took 1 hour to do the job? You just want the job done.
Exactly.
So anyway, that's
And just one last thing, just to put on that because you made a good point. A course being short doesn't mean it's bad, and a course giving you one really good piece of information doesn't mean the whole course was bad. If you get one piece of information that completely changes your business out of a course,
it's priceless. Well, not priceless, but it's
worth
very valuable, right?
Yeah, like if I watch a 10-hour course and one sentence in the entire course just gives me an idea that makes me rethink like an entire product I have, and then that product goes on to make me $100,000, that course is worth the money. It doesn't matter that maybe out of 9 hours and 50 minutes I didn't get anything. If 10 minutes like just hit the mark, it was worth it. And on that, I think we're done.
Yeah, I was going to say, honestly, we could probably talk about this for hours, but let's save that for other episodes. Yeah. Thank you, everybody. I'm Kevin Breeze. I'm
Shawn Gill CPA. This is the Shawn Gill CPA podcast. Thank you for watching. Please give us a thumbs up. Leave any questions in the comments. Hit subscribe, hit the bell notification thing, get us lit for the algorithm, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Bye, everybody.